Welcome to Deep Diving Spotlight, where we shine a quick introspective light on up-and-coming musicians and producers. In this episode, we are spotlighting Mr. Vincent Lynch, aka Third Heaven Music, an artist who specializes in the R&B / jazz / inspirational / neo-soul universe. He originally hails from Queens, New York, has migrated to Atlanta, Georgia, but was kind enough to travel back to New York City to fiddle in our home studio and provide some insights into his music productions. We asked him 3 deep diving questions. Let's begin by jumping to question number 1, which is, describe for us your music creation process.
My creation process. Let's see, it varies. Sometimes I'll have a melody in my head and I'll tap out that melody and try to build around the melody. Other times I'll sit and I'll just sit and tap something out, and whatever comes up that I like from what I'm, whether I'm tapping out a beat or whether I'm tapping out a melody on the keyboard, nothing in mind, just fiddling around, I might grab that and build on that. I don't particularly have any particular set way of doing it. Whatever comes to mind, whatever comes out at the time, and I'll build on it from there. Whatever catches me at the moment, I'll build from there and I'll run with it.
Question number 2. Describe your style and what artists influenced you.
My style of music, I'm more or less along, I guess, cross between jazz, sometimes hip hop, neo soul. But the artist that got me into music when I first started doing it, when I fell in love, was very first artist was Stevie Wonder. Secret Life of Plants. He did a Memorex commercial at one point where he used the melody and he just played the harmonica, and I was hooked ever since then. And I got my mom to give me a keyboard, and I sat down and trying to tap that out. Then it's a normal where you would start messing around and try and tap out, different things you would hear on the radio, different sounds you would hear from movies like Close Encounters of the Third Time. Do, 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 do. You try to start doing stuff like that, and you tap out enough things, and then you turn around and you start making them your own. But it was him, Prince, Roger Troutman from Zapp. Those are the main 3 people I listened to. Oh yeah, Paul and Funkadelic. Those are the main people I listened to growing up musically that got me, into the music thing, especially like bands like Ohio Players, people like that. Now for the sultry side of things, Marvin Gaye. I like the way his sound was at the time, and his sound is still good for this time frame. So is Roger Troutman and Zapp. That kind of stuff's Prince. Those Stevie Wonder, those songs don't get old. They just move with time. There was another group out at the time, around 84, Art of Noise, when they came out with Moments in Love. There's something different. So I think a good artist is an artist that can pick a lane and just create and just set in that lane and just do your own thing. You can make your own path. You don't have to sound like anybody else. And this is those 4 artists didn't sound like Prince, didn't sound like anybody else, although you can hear the heavily influence from like Jimi Hendrix and other people, but he still had his own thing, and everybody else built themselves to try to sound like him. Same thing with Roger Troutman. Stevie Wonder had his own lane. These guys had their own thing. You couldn't take nothing from them, but you couldn't say they were sounding like anybody else.
Finally, question number 3. What does music mean to you?
Music's like water to me. It flows when it's done right. It's refreshing when it's clean. And when you submerge yourself into it, it's like you can just float It's like being in a different, another world. It's always been an escape for me. And it's always been a place of refuge. Just on a different level, on a different plane, when you get down to it and start listening to different sounds and taking those different sounds and putting them together piece by piece to make one unusual sound, unlike any others. And it's, it's soothing, comforting. Music is life to most. Music's life to me. It's a part of me. It's in me. I heard Prince. Somebody asked Prince one day, how do you feel about music? And he was like, I am music. And that's how I'd like to view it itself, that it engulfs me that much that I can create and make music to the point where it's pleasing and a blessing to someone else. As much as it pleases me, it pleases the listener even more.